Good morning, everyone. It's an honor today to introduce one of our speakers, someone whose life work centers on protecting others, inspiring change, and challenging the stigma surrounding mental health. Kevin Erickson is the owner of A&K Consulting, an adjunct instructor, and an Iowa law enforcement instructor at the Regional Academy here at Western Iowa Tech. With over 16 years of combined experience in law enforcement and military service, Kevin brings both passion and expertise to his mission, raising awareness about mental health, resiliency, and safety in the workplace. His journey began in 2005 when he joined the United States Army's Military Police Corps, where he served with distinction in roles ranging from executive protection to team leadership during a deployment to Afghanistan. From military service to high-stakes civilian law enforcement roles, including crisis negotiation, mental health instruction, and peer support, Kevin has seen firsthand the toll high-pressure careers can take on mental health. Through his national program, A Guide to Survive for First Responders, Kevin provides critical training to first responders and their families, helping them recognize trauma, build resilience, and embrace support. In addition to his master's degree in forensic psychology, Kevin is now preparing to take his next step. He's applying to pursue his doctorate in clinical psychology, a testament to his deep commitment to mental wellness and continued learning. He is not only a leader and an educator, but a powerful advocate for those who often suffer in silence. His work reminds us that strength isn't just found in action, but in empathy, understanding, and the courage to speak up. Please join me in welcoming Kevin Erickson. Good luck.
Thanks. I've been carrying this backpack for 36 years, and whether you realize it or not, you've been carrying your own backpack too. It's probably not a physical one like this, but it's one that you can certainly feel. One size, no upgrades, no substitutes, just one. And it's yours to carry. We bring it everywhere, into conversations, into relationships, and into decisions. Some days it feels light, almost unnoticeable. And other days, it's crushing. Would it be all right if I set this down while we talk today? Because the real question isn't whether we carry one. The real question is, what's inside? Is it driving you to go forward, or is it holding you back, making every step of the way harder than it needs to be? Over the years, I kept adding rocks, each one representing something I thought I had to carry. Rocks I thought I had to carry. These rocks aren't literal, they're metaphors, experiences, emotions, burdens we carry, sometimes without even realizing it. Some are small, guilt, regret, expectations we place on ourselves or others place on us. They might seem light, but they still weigh us down. And then there are the big ones, the ones that shake us to our core, the ones that take up the most space. For me, two of the heaviest were losing my grandfather and father just 8 months apart. They were my role models. They taught me how to live, how to be strong, how to be kind. Losing them so close together, well, those are some heavy rocks. And honestly, they still take up space in my backpack. And that's okay. We don't always choose the size of our rocks, and sometimes we carry them longer than we think we will. We all have our own rocks, don't we? Close your eyes for a moment. Picture your backpack. What's inside? A past failure? A belief that no longer serves you? A trauma you've never fully unpacked? How heavy does it feel? We all carry something, but here's the real question. Is it pushing you forward, or is it holding you back? weighing you down every single step of the way. Take a moment to really think about that. What's in your backpack? Sometimes we don't realize how much space these rocks take up until we try to move forward. But every rock adds weight, and every time we hold on to something, we're choosing to carry it. So ask yourself, what can you let go of? What would help you move forward? Carrying your backpack through life is something each one of us has to do. But carrying too many rocks comes at a cost. The problem isn't just that the backpack gets heavy. It's that when we hold on to everything and let the rocks pile up, there's no room for anything else. No room for new experiences, growth, happiness, joy, or the opportunities that might come our way. Think about it. How often do we carry our rocks into every conversation, relationship, and decision? How often do past failures, guilt, or unresolved emotions affect what we're doing right now? Every time we hold on to something that no longer serves us, we take up space that could be better used for something that helps us move forward. I served 16 years in the military and law enforcement. Most of my experience comes from my time in the military before transitioning to civilian law enforcement. In 2019, a crisis negotiation call changed everything. I was on the phone with an individual who tragically took their own life. Adding rocks to my backpack, I didn't even think I was carrying. After that day, I unknowingly kept adding more rocks: self-doubt, anger, isolation, avoidance, and some irrational beliefs. They weren't just random rocks. They were the rocks that were directly tied to that call. And over time, they built up, one after another, as I kept avoiding them. From that day forward, I thought I could keep pushing through, but every step was harder than it needed to be. It also made the backpack heavier. It wasn't until one of my closest friends pulled me aside and said, "You're not the same person you were before." That was my moment of truth. I had to face the rocks that I'd been avoiding. And when I started unpacking them, the anger, the guilt, the isolation, I started to feel lighter. They didn't just magically disappear, but for the first time, I felt better. If it weren't for that moment, if it weren't for my friend forcing me to take a hard look at my backpack, I might still be carrying some of those rocks with me today. His words at that time were an invisible signature. And I didn't realize how much that conversation would shape me into a better version of myself. Sometimes we don't realize how much someone impacts our lives until we stop and reflect on the role that they played. Sometimes we don't realize how much we're carrying until someone else points it out. But what I've learned is that ignoring the weight doesn't make it go away. It only makes it harder to move forward. The cost of carrying too much isn't just physical. It's the emotional and mental toll it takes. It slows us down. It keeps us stuck. And sometimes it prevents us from being the person we truly want to be. I ask you, is that something that's happening to you? Are the rocks in your backpack stopping you from reaching where you want to go? How often do we hold on to things that no longer serve us? A career, a relationship, a version of ourselves we're afraid to let go of? Maybe it's because we've spent years working for it. Maybe it's because we don't know who we are without it. But the truth is, when we carry those things for too long, they don't just weigh us down. They keep us from moving forward. This rock represents something I carried for years. My identity as a police officer and a member of the military. Serving was my dream, my purpose, and my identity. But in 2021, that chapter ended, and everything I had built my life around was gone. At first, I didn't want to let go of this rock. I feared losing myself. I know I'm not alone in this. How many of us hold on to things, roles, expectations, past mistakes, because we're afraid of what happens if we don't? But here's what I learned. Letting go doesn't mean losing who we are. It doesn't mean that what we carried wasn't important. It just means making room for what's next. Some rocks stay with us forever, and that's okay. But the ones that are no longer needed, the ones that hold us back, the ones that weigh us down, we don't empty our backpack, but we can choose to let go of the unnecessary weight. If none of that happened, I'd still be doing what I loved. But it did happen. And while it took work and a toll on my mental well-being, I realized something. I was still helping people, just in a different way. And maybe that's the point. Maybe moving forward isn't about abandoning who we are, but about finding new ways to carry the things that truly matter. Think about one thing in your backpack you don't need anymore. What if you took it out and set it down? How much lighter would you feel? How much further could you go? We can't change the past, but we can decide what we take with us moving forward. We don't always choose what goes into our backpack. Some rocks are placed there without our permission, by loss, by trauma, the quiet expectations, and then some we pick up ourselves, convinced we have to carry them. But we do get to decide what stays. And that choice, the decision of what to carry forward and what to leave behind, it isn't easy. Because every rock, every lesson, every challenge comes at a cost. That's the cost of moving forward. Letting go of guilt might mean facing who we are without it. Releasing anger might be confronting the pain beneath it. Even setting down past mistakes forces us to wrestle with what we've learned. Moving forward has a cost, but so does staying the same. We all carry invisible signatures, the imprints of those who shaped us. Some are heavy, written in pain or regret. Some are light reminders of resilience, kindness, and strength. So here's the question I want you to sit with. Whose invisible signature do you carry? A mentor, a friend, someone who just said the right thing at the right time? Maybe someone who never knew their impact. And maybe, just maybe, somebody's carrying yours. Because as we move forward, we don't just leave things behind. We leave ourselves behind in the lives of others. So ask yourself, what mark are you leaving? What weight are you adding or lifting for someone else? Maybe today is the day you unpack something that no longer serves you. Maybe today you choose to carry something different. You don't have to empty your backpack, but you do get to decide what stays. So as you leave here today, ask yourself, what will you carry forward and what will you finally set down? Because in the end, the cost of moving forward is not just what we carry, it's what we leave behind. Thank you.